Good morning and welcome to a windy day. Today's project, I am trying to get these blockers done. I don't know if you can hear it, the wind noise in the background, but it is howling pretty good at times out there. But it's a warm wind, so it's nice, it's comfortable. I am trying to get these blockers done to fill these spaces between the roof and the wall. Stop most of the wind. You see that there is a gap up there. Now, I do have a continuous ridge vent in this roof, and so I need a vent there to work with the soffit vents to allow airflow. So I am purposely leaving an inch space at the top of every single one of those. It's probably overkill. I just want to make sure it works properly. So I have a few more. They're all cut out. I discovered that using a 3/4 inch nailer up each truss there, I could cut all of these boards like the exact same size, and it would be close enough. Being that I don't need an airtight gap, that that sped the process up. Once I kind of measured a bunch of them and realized that was the case, I have also, I'm gonna turn the camera on in here in a second, finished the drain side of the water system of the plumbing. So I will show that up here. I'm gonna start here with the washer. You can see the supply side is ready to be connected. Drain is connected with the P-trap. I do still have to cut in. This is the dryer vent. That will be cut through that bottom plate, and then the vent will just follow that line right across and out underneath the pantry over there. But then we have laundry room sink here. Here we have the back side of the plumbing for the guest bath. Part of the reason I'm showing this is I didn't know this. When I went to put it together, I was looking up the drain for a water softener. And what you actually have to do, the water softener isn't supposed to just drain directly into your trap or just a downpipe like you can with the washer. The reason for that is code states it should be 1.5 inches above the drain so that if there's any kind of backwash, any kind of flooding, anything, it's not going to get up and into the water softener, because that, of course, would pretty much ruin the water softener. You'd have sewage in it, and now you're pumping that into the system. And so you have a standoff by 1.5 inches. I have all the adapters are sitting in this right now for whatever size pipe is ended up being necessary, and I will block off the other ones once I have the softener in place. Let's go around to the other side of the wall. That's the back side. This is our vent, which is for both the water softener drain and for the guest bath sink down there. And then, of course, the drain continues down through the floor exit setup. I've got the closet flange, it's called, or toilet flange. Notice I have that standing up and off. Another discovery, I guess, as I was putting this all together. You don't put the toilet flange down and then tile around it. You're actually supposed to tile and then put the toilet flange down on top of that. That's the proper spacing to get the proper seal. So I guessed at the height of the tile and mortar as being somewhere about 1/2 inch. Put those blocks in. The closet flange is not glued in place. The lower closet elbow is, but the top is loose still. If I unscrewed that, it would pull right out. And so I'll do that, tile the whole floor, then I will put that back in place and glue it permanently. That pipe is the vent for the toilet, and then we have the vent for the tub. And we see where the P-trap comes through the floor joist there to match up for the tub. Now I'm over in the kitchen. We got the kitchen sink drain, and again, vent. This was a fun pipe to get through. I was trying to figure out how to do it in one piece, and so I cut a chunk out. And so it's sitting in there. I need to glue that in place. But that, of course, then kicks up inside the pantry wall, actually, the top. I'm going to extend my reach here. Elevator ride, up we go. Now we have our vent over, follows and tracks this way. That also connects up this portion over to the laundry room, bathroom. It's all tied. One of those in one vent. Over, up. notice the change over to a black pipe because we have a black ceiling or a black roof. Sorry, I didn't want a white pipe sticking up through as a vent. Okay, in the master bath, same scenario with the closet flange. This one kicks over that direction where it joins up with the vent. I had to do a little math on this one. I was trying to figure out for the bathtub vent, was it closer going up and across to here and then keep tracking all the way around, joins up here and comes across? Or it seems like, no, it would have been faster, it would have been simpler to just cut straight across this one. Boom to boom. But that's actually 2 feet further than going the direction I did, and no matter what, I had to have one coming from here for the toilet. So this was the shorter route to go. But same scenario there, through the roof, connecting to a black ABS pipe. I did run 2 drains. We have 2 sinks in the master bath, and I know technically you can get a trap that joins 2 together and just have one. And we had that in our house in Indy for the kitchen sinks. I didn't like it. And in fact, I kind of had issues with it where it was coming loose at times, kind of making a mess. I didn't want any issues like that on the new house. And I figured it's like what? You figure $10 worth of PVC pipe and an extra hour's work to run 2 drains versus 1. It was a couple hours, but well worth it to me. But it's so nice outside. I want to get these blockers done. Let's get out and look at that setup. Okay, and sorry if it's too windy. You can see that gap I was talking about up top with the blockers. That's allowing the airflow so I get proper ventilation. The last thing I want to have to do is go up there and clean up mold and all the blown in insulation. That would suck. I would not enjoy that job at all. I had to put the lath strips in here. That's going to help hold the tongue and groove ceiling that we're going to do. But then I realized if I put that in, that will also help hold some blockers in place. Because I had to close this off up to that ceiling area. So I put in one section of the lath strips. It also gave me the measurements for exactly where they all need to go. The ends are hanging in space. I kind of took a lesson from another channel that I watched. They were talking about fascia boards and how they don't cut them to split on a truss, because then you've only got 3/4 of an inch maximum that it's resting on, and you're trying to toenail and you're blowing out the ends of boards and everything's a little bit loose. So what they do instead is they let it fall where it falls, and then they will splice in over the top. So when I add another lath strip in right here, I'll butt it up to this space and I'll screw a scrap piece above it. So we just got a good solid connection, and then both sides are solidly screwed into a stud. It'll be a much stronger connection. So that was R&R Buildings. I think they're out of Northern Illinois. I really appreciate that tip from them. I think that's going to work out very well. You can see up here how I am setting these panels more or less evenly. Some of these are 3/4 inch panels, some of these are 1/2 inch. I haven't been too worried about it. All it's got to do is hold the insulation in. What I have as an issue right here is we have structurally engineered bracing across these trusses. Next in on the outside here. But you can see it extends past my truss. So what I need to do, you can see this end, it just terminates. It's floating in space. I'm going to trim this off on the edge of this truss just to get out of my way, because this portion isn't doing anything. If I were to cut this structural bracing in between here, that would be bad. But this isn't doing anything. I mean, it's just hanging in space. I'd rather mark it and not have to guess. As you can probably tell, it is too windy to be talking, so we'll do a voiceover. I'm putting the 3/4 inch nailers in place. That'll let me mount the blockers where they need to go. Working on a ladder 10 feet in the air always gets a little bit awkward. I'll probably end up shooting myself. It's too windy, you can't hear me talking. Let's assume I said something witty, probably hilarious. At least I make myself laugh. Trying to wiggle this around with all the different angles and the wind fighting me the whole time. You can see in a moment here, I don't have to nail it in for it to stay. It's just that windy that even though it's leaning towards me, it wasn't going anywhere once I got in place. Working by myself as Mary is home recovering from surgery. My sciatic was killing me, so it was really fun to be going up and down the ladder, but yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do. Job still needs to get done. It was a beautiful day, even though it was windy, so at least there was that. I just wanted to take a moment and thank everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, hey, now's a good time. Click that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I didn't start this channel to be any kind of teaching channel. I'm learning as I go also. But if I can explain something better, I'd be happy to. If I don't know the answer, I will find it out. So again, please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Thank you very much for watching.